Your team's defense and trying to replace all those guys?
Well, we got some pretty big questions on our offensive line, too. Right now, it looks like we might start a freshman at tackle, a freshman at guard, junior college transfer at another guard, and a couple seniors at center, the other tackle position. But there are some questions on defense, too. A lot of starters are gone. There's only 3 seniors, I think, on our defense, period. So that's always a question mark. You lose Quentin Moses, Charles Johnson at defensive end, 2 high draft picks that are probably going to play quite a long time in the NFL. It's hard to replace those guys, too. But, going into 2002, we lost 3 senior defensive ends. Charles Grant was a first-round draft pick as a junior. And we're like, what in the world are we going to do to create some pressure? And then, a true sophomore, David Pollock, playing defensive end for the first time in his career, ended up being player of the year in our league. So you just don't know what's going to happen.
Let's talk about your first opponent, Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, we're excited about it. I don't know if it was a good idea to schedule them. They're a great football team. I know they're one of only 2 teams in the United States to average over 200 yards rushing and passing last season. I think they finished 7th in the nation in scoring. They're returning 9 out of 11 starters on offense. So, and then when you watch them defensively, I watched them play Alabama in the bowl game, and they got after it pretty good. So it's going to be a tremendous challenge for us.
When you're that key coach at running back and you know who your quarterback is, you said you had a few concerns about your O-line, but when you've got that much talent in the backfield, are you hoping maybe the talent can overpower what those weaknesses may be?
I hope so. Right. I think that every once in a while, a great back will make your line look better. I mean, I remember at Florida State we had a guy named Sammy Smith. We'd toss a sweep every once in a while, and I was driving in the car, driving some of the linemen around, and we were talking about Sammy, and they'd say that sometimes Sammy'd rattle off an 80-yard touchdown run, and they'd look at each other and ask each other if they blocked anybody that play. They're like, I didn't block anybody, And all of a sudden, Sammy made a great play. Same thing with a quarterback. A quarterback can sometimes make the line look better than they are, but usually the line has to play well for your skill guys to do some big things. And so hopefully as they're maturing, we'll be talented enough to make a few guys miss here and there.
What kind of differences are you seeing in your quarterback and Stafford?
Stafford is much more comfortable. He knows our system. He's a leader. He's played in a bunch of games. He's learned how to win against some great defensive teams. The last 3 games of the year, we played, I think, 3 of the top 10 teams in the United States on defense. So he's just so much more prepared to play this season than he was a year ago. I'm excited for him and the team.
Coach, last year was a year off, not playing Alabama. You got them this year. Can you talk a little bit about just playing Alabama and under new leadership with Nick Saban?
Playing Alabama in Tuscaloosa, that's a big deal. That's a big game. The last time we played there, we weren't sure how good we were. Alabama actually was having a very fine season that year. We were able to win by a couple points, and that game, I think, gave us the confidence to believe that we could become Southeastern Conference champions. So it was a huge game for us last time. We were there, and I'm sure it's going to mean very much the same thing this time around.
Have you had an opportunity to catch a glimpse of any of the Saban mania that's been going on across the state lines?
Well, you see what you see on TV or in the newspapers. We're pretty far removed from Alabama, but it's definitely having a ripple effect across the country. And, Nick's had a high level of success in the college ranks for sure. And, he's creating a buzz, and for good reason. It's going to be exciting to see what's going to happen.
Coach, you guys haven't lost at Neyland Stadium since '99. Why do you think you guys have had so much success at Tennessee?
Well, one thing that's happened is we've had some tremendous special teams play in those games. We've had some big breaks in those games, some huge momentum swings. And I think you have to credit our quarterback's ability to weather the storm and to be able to handle the noise factor, the intimidation factor. I think those are the things. Those are the reasons why we've been able to win.
As you see the SEC East right now, I mean, I know it's tough every year, but with South Carolina's recruiting class and Florida being the national champs, Kentucky's better. I mean, is the East as competitive as you've seen?
I think it is. Last year we were 1-4 in the East. Not very good, but we finished in the top 25 in the nation. So it says a lot about your division. Thankfully we won our 3 games against the Western foes. Or, of course, we would not have finished the way we did, but we know for a fact anybody in the East can beat you.
Is that the biggest change since you've been in Georgia, is the fact that Vanderbilt and Kentucky are no longer steamroll homecoming opponents?
They're a lot better. Neither one of those games was a fluke when we lost. We lost to 2 very fine football teams, in my opinion, well coached, talented bunch of guys that are beginning to believe, which is not good for everybody else in the league. Sometimes it's just a matter if you believe or not, and I think now they have every reason to believe they can beat anybody.
Do you also see the talent pool kind of leveling out in the SEC?
I think so. It's hard to get 85 great players for anybody. Some people could get 50 or 60 pretty darn good ones, but everybody can get 22. And if you get 22 great players out of 85 on scholarship, you got a chance to beat anybody. Depth does become an issue sometimes for certain people, and that's true of anybody in any given year. We got some positions where if we got some injuries at certain spots, we're in trouble, but that's true of everybody. I think some programs can withstand those injuries a little bit better than others, but when you start the year and everybody's healthy and fresh, it's tough to beat anybody in our league. Sounds like a winner, huh? Have we got anything else? Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.